Hello and welcome to Just Hoops. The Utah Jazz are 4-1 in their first 5 games under first-year head coach Will Hardy. This group was projected preseason to be a team that competed for the number 1 overall pick, but now they're competing against playoff teams. This team on paper is an odd ensemble of vets and youth, but are all really good basketball players. Outperforming expectations is fun, but the way they're doing it makes it even more fun with wins against the Nuggets, the Pelicans, the Timberwolves in their first 3 games before splitting against Houston. In this video, we're going to look at both ends of the floor for the Utah Jazz and see what has made them so successful early this season. But before we dive into the film, let's look at some stats first. As far as stats go, they're 16th in offensive rating, they're 7th ranked defense in terms of defensive rating, their assist percentage is 4th, offensive rebound percentage 3rd, offensive rebounds per game is 1st, rebounds per game is 5th, steals per game is 1st, and they're 1st in possessions, doing a lot of really good things across the floor. But now let's dive into the film and see what they've been doing offensively that has worked out so far. I think the best place to start offensively is the offensive glass and how they've impacted games through rebounding at the offensive end. First, let's look at the tactical side of things. They really like the big crashing regardless, and then it's usually the weak side corner, but if both corners could crash, go for it. That is seen here in this clip against Houston. Both corners came in, and Olynyk, as the big man, was also crashing, getting an extra possession. Here, the shot goes up. You see the corner man dives in. Vando's also working in, and so is Jordan Clarkson. You're getting 3 guys on the glass like this, giving great effort and energy, going and getting extra possessions, and also easy shots in the paint. We're going to give one more slow down example. JC shoots. We got Vando crashing from the paint, and also Kelly Olynyk from the corner, crashing from the corner, and the big down the middle seem to work out for them, getting extra possessions so far this season. But at the end of the day, I brought up that effort and energy. It's seen throughout all these clips that guys are just going out there when a shot's fired up, they're making that extra effort. They're going out there showing that they want the ball. They want extra possessions. They want to win games. Little things like this produce wins, and I think that the more that Utah is able to do this, the harder it's going to be to beat them. There's no easy nights in the NBA this season. I think Utah going out there like this and showing great effort on the glass at the offensive end of the floor just proves how hard it can be to beat them on a nightly basis. Now to dive into more deeper stuff, Will Hardy has done a great job as a tactician at putting guys in spots to be successful. So first things first, that their spacing and ball movement has been incredible. We'll dive into actions more later, but the guys are moving the ball. They're moving off the ball. They're just playing with each other and just having a really good time at the offensive end of the floor. It seems like, at least. You can see that they're promoting ball movement. They're making the smart play. They're just allowing themselves to play free within the spacing and principles of Will Hardy's offense. He's a traditional 4-out, 1-in look with their 5-man floating the paint. There are some times where they go 5 out when Olynyk is in at the 5 spot, but to show that he is promoting ball movement and equal opportunity, they have 6 guys averaging double-digit points so far this season in 5 games. And they have 2 guys averaging well over 5 assists in Jordan Clarkson and Mike Conley. They're moving the ball, they're having fun, they're playing free, trying to attack the paint, attack gaps, play off of each other, and there's awesome action and movement within all of this happening around them. The bigs have been a crucial part of this offense so far, whether it's Kelly Olynyk, Lauri Markkanen, Vando, Walker Kessler. All these guys have gotten touches at the elbow, perimeter, elbow extended, post, and there's been action off of them. This clip against Minnesota, we'll see a pin down set for Olynyk and then a split away, just showing how they're playing off the big, playing in space, and just moving. This clip against Houston, we'll see as an inbound play that they hit Vando, they run off him for a get. There's a pin down between 2 bigs on the weak side of the floor, turning into a touch for Olynyk, and then an away action. Just simple movement action, playing off of their big men, allowing them to promote offense and offensive movement. Here against the Pelicans, we're going to get a 3-man action across the top. Olynyk setting that single high cross to an elbow touch and then a split away. They're just playing off of these bigs, whether that means that them go score or go make a play for their teammate. It's a really good part of their offense, a lot of really good action, a lot of really good movement, and there's also the inverted stuff where bigs are playing off of each other. Another huge aspect to their offense so far has been Lauri Markkanen. Markkanen has been phenomenal to start the season, averaging 22 points per game on nearly 50% from the field. He's not shooting great from 3 thus far this season, but he's been a versatile threat at the offensive end, able to score at all three levels, put the ball on the ground, make plays for his teammates. He's been put in a variety of spots to go out there and make plays, whether that means playing off of a closeout, playing off of a post touch, playing at the elbow. He's been doing a really good job at just being under control, taking his time, playing at his pace when he has the ball in his hands, and going and making smart, under control decisions as a guy that Will Hardy is relying on to go out there and get buckets for his team. He's really good at all three levels. He's a highly skilled guy. He played well in Eurobasket, and I think now he's had the opportunity to show in the NBA that he can go out there and put it up on a nightly basis and be a real mismatch for other teams to find an answer to guard, whether it's inside or out, and he can be a really good NBA player for a really long time. I started off this segment by saying Will Hardy is a tactical genius, so let's dive into it a little bit. This set right here was a wide ram into a ghost, into a handoff, into a tight curl on the weak side of the floor. Getting to that second and third sides in this action was great, and also putting the bigs in position to go make plays downhill off of the bounce. Really tough to guard. Here against Minnesota, we're going to have a single high away into a ball screen, into a get, into a veer. A lot of good action going to one side and then turning it back, a misdirection set with the bigs. Here against Houston, we're going to have a slice to a post touch for Olynyk, and then we're going to have the post entry man set a deep middle pin down for Lauri, and then a fade across the top set by Vando. And then here against the Pelicans, we're going to have a really nice, cool action, a get into a brush flare, and then playing off of that with three-man space. Really nice, quick, simple action to get downhill and play with numbers on the weak side. Here against Houston, we're going to have a flat ram into a side-angled Spain action. Really nice, allowing the ball handler to get downhill and go make a play for his teammate. And this last clip is Will Hardy's slob against the Pels for the win. It's an X over Olynyk to enter it to him, and then another X over him, and then he gets the switch, is able to get downhill and get the win against the Pelicans. Now it's time to go to the other end of the floor and talk about their defense. Everything with this defense starts with their activity and energy at the point of attack. You can see here Alexander Walker does a great job at staying in front, guarding his yard, doing a great job, allowing there to be a forced turnover in the gap. Here you can see that Malik Beasley, then Mike Conley do a great job at activating at the point. They're able to switch, and everybody's active. Hot hands, hot feet. They're getting up into the ball, doing their job, and then also being really active in the gaps at poking out passing lanes, just making plays across the floor, applying pressure, and making things really difficult on the perimeter. These clips epitomize what it means to play hard as a defender, whether you're on the ball or in the gaps, having your hands out, dropping the suitcases and making plays with their length, with their athleticism, with their IQs. They have really smart basketball players across their roster, and Will Hardy is putting them into positions where they can affect the ball at the point and also affect at the next level in the gaps. Forcing turnovers, picking off passes, being highly active. These last two plays just show their energy though by forcing a jump ball against Jokic, and then here diving on the floor, making a heart play against the Pels to get the ball back. To have a top 10 defense and have that same pressure and activity at the point, you need to have a very good help side, in which they've done a really good job, and we're going to dive into how they rotate, who they rotate, and what has made them good throughout 5 games. So in this clip here against Houston, Olynyk's the guy we're going to look at. They like their bigs being the primary helpers, and Olynyk is the guy creeping in. His man is at the 45. They like matching up their bigs on non-shooters or the opposing big men, and here Olynyk is matched up with a non-shooter. He's coming in and he's making a play at the rim. Here against Houston again, we're going to get Olynyk again from the elbow. His guy is at the 45 slot area, and he's the guy coming in making a play at the rim. And then now against the Minnesota Timberwolves, we're going to have a drive here by Anthony Edwards, and you can see Olynyk and Walker Kessler communicating on the weak side, making sure Walker Kessler is the man diving in, going and making a play at the hoop to make the shot difficult, or here he gets a block at the rim. Just putting the bigs in positions as that primary help, along with the rest of the guys on the floor communicating, being connected, and really making things tough on the perimeter also, is what has made this defense really good so far. They're rotating well, they're communicating, and highly connected. Now let's talk about that off-ball connectivity. This first clip here, we're going to see that triple switch. So here we have a mismatch due to the switch at the point. Lauri point switches with him and gets Malik Beasley out, and Malik Beasley is able to get in position, make a play in the gap, and they force a tough ISO jumper. Now here against the Pelicans, we're going to get that triple switch again, but in terms of the help, Lauri Markkanen came in to help. Olynyk cracks back to prevent there to be a mismatch, and then the guards are the ones rotating out, keeping size in the paint. Now here against Minnesota again, we're going to get a switch at the point with Vando, and then we're going to get a point switch with THT, and THT is able to jump in and force a turnover. This ability to triple switch, be connected, and communicate has been huge for them thus far. Here we're going to have a pick and roll. The guy, low man from the corner, Jordan Clarkson, comes in and makes a play, makes him hesitate, and it forces a miss turnover at the end of the day. This connectivity, this energy, this activity off the ball has been just as good as their on-ball pressure and activity in forcing turnovers and making plays across the floor. The Utah Jazz have been one of the best stories thus far in the NBA season. They've been doing a great job at both ends of the floor, offensively rebounding and making the best of their possessions, and defensively being highly active and connected. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video, learned something about the Utah Jazz as this season gets going. For more content like this, please like, subscribe, and share, and we will catch you in the next one.